My name is Arjun Singar and I work as an assistant professor in an engineering college, and I'm very happy with what I do now. Everyone has a reason to be happy, and I have my own, an interesting one and an inspiring one. On December 2nd, 2005, I left to the United States of America to do masters in mechanical engineering at Wayne State University, Detroit, Michigan. In order to afford my living, I had to work part-time at McDonald's and in a university library for a couple semesters. Further, to cut down my tuition fee expenses, I did apply for my research assistantship. I did land one with that opportunity, but in a department I hadn't heard of at all, material science and engineering. Even though they paid my tuition fees for the remaining couple semesters and paid a stipend to take care of my living expenses, I was not keen on fracture mechanics and materials characterization as my research project. But I had to take it up to reduce my financial burden of paying up the educational loan. My parents were very happy and proud of me. I was too, as I got paid more than my friends there. I started liking this more towards the end of completion of my masters when I had to train my junior research assistants. Later, in the year December 2007, I successfully completed my masters by defending my thesis on the development of an aspharetic steel and getting an Elsevier publication in the most prestigious material science and engineering A-graded journal. This landed me a job with an automotive company in Detroit where I had to work as a failure analyst of engine valve springs and shock absorbers using high-end equipments such as X-ray diffractiometer and scaling electron microscope. This was intense and highly technical in nature, usually supported by senior analysts. But I was alone there working in a research laboratory that I hated the most. I decided to quit after a few months. In my last working week, they made me teach their interns, which was by far the best experience for me there. I was considered to be their best trainer in many years in training them how to use X-ray diffractiometer and scanning electron microscope. I finally left on a happy note. Later that year in 2008, I joined another company as an engineering services consultant in Atlanta. My job was that of a CAD engineer. I became a Dassault certified part design and assembly design specialist. This gave me an opportunity to design the aerospace parts using the software CATIA according to the given design specifications. The only sad part was that I had to sit in front of the computer the whole day. The nature of the job was such that the only interaction I had was that with my boss. Me being a very social and an outgoing person, this desk job was very depressing. Moreover, this place was far away from all my cousins who stayed in the Midwest. I was staying all by myself here, and loneliness began to creep in. I started making frequent calls to India to talk to my mom. She advised me to pursue my hobby so that I could get distracted from my boredom. I decided to take up acting as I was passionate about it since childhood. After all, I was a die-hard fan of Shah Rukh Khan, the king of Bollywood. I got through the auditions and I was elevated to the intermediate level in on-camera training at the Professional Actors Studio, Atlanta. This gave me momentary happiness. The job continued to be depressing until I was given a chance to train my clients in product design using CATIA. This gave me momentary satisfaction. Once the training got over, I was back to the so-called desk job. Boredom, loneliness, depression, and whatnot all began to creep in. I made calls to my mom every other day. I was an unhappy soul. I realized that the only time I used to be happy was at the actor's studio or while I used to be training someone. I began to rethink and ponder over my career. I had discussions about my future plan with my dad and mom. Parallelly, my boss, being an MBA in HR, counseled me and introduced me to a couple management subjects like organizational behavior and human resource management. While reading them, I immediately fell in love with those topics. This exposure made me realize that I am not a hardcore technical person. I liked the art of managing people and their work, called management. I liked training, I liked acting. These things gave me peace of mind. I liked the attention which the desk job gave me none. I finally made a call that the only thing I could do in life is I could either be a teacher or an actor. I decided to quit my job. In fact, they were more than happy to let me go, if you know what I mean. I was glad that my parents were very supportive of my decision. At last, I bid goodbye to the United States of America. I got back to India in the year 2010. I was more matured and I knew what I wanted out of life. I continued my acting, which I was passionate about, and got opportunity to act with a couple of theatre groups and short movie makers. But they never fetched me any income. I needed a job to make my ends meet, and I knew I was not a hardcore technical person to be working in a technological setup, that too under someone. I knew the best bet was to take up teaching. I was a mechanical engineering graduate but interested in teaching engineering management, which was my newfound love and the subject area of interest. Later, I found out that there is only one program in India which hires mechanical engineering graduates and lets you teach engineering management. And that's the Department of Industrial Engineering and Management. I was destined to land up in that department in one of the most prestigious engineering colleges in India. It's been 6 years now as an assistant professor and teaching the courses of my interest. No more boredom, loneliness, and depression. The best part is I get to be an actor every day in the classroom with the role of performance being that of a teacher. I facilitate knowledge and get all the attention from the students in a good sense at the end of the day. I am happy, I am at peace, I am a satisfied soul. In fact, I have my own personal vision now to facilitate knowledge and be a mentor in the area of engineering management, self-leadership, and education through teaching, acting, and public speaking, which is nothing but the art of storytelling.